The thing you suck the most at is probably your greatest talent. You've probably heard people say, some people are just born with it. We say it when we see someone play piano like it's breathing, or when an athlete moves with a kind of grace that feels supernatural. And sure, sometimes that's true, but what if talent doesn't always come as a gift? What if sometimes talent comes disguised as a problem, an obstacle that life gives you, forcing you to develop abnormal skill just to overcome it? There are two types of talent, one you're born with and one you forge through adversity. The first type is what everyone thinks of when they hear talent, the born kind. Think of Mozart composing symphonies as a child, or Picasso, who mastered form before most kids can color inside the lines. It's the kind of gift that seems pre-installed in the human operating system. Some combination of genetics, environment, and divine mystery that produces extraordinary ability. But here's the thing. Even natural talent is fragile. Without discipline, structure, and perseverance, it burns out early. We all know people who were gifted as kids, brilliant in school, incredible at sports, but later plateaued because they never had to struggle. The flame came easy, so they never learned how to feed it. The second kind of talent looks nothing like that. It's not glamorous, it's not Instagrammable. It often begins as pain. Take Demosthenes, the ancient Greek orator. He had such a severe speech impediment that people mocked him publicly. Instead of giving up, he practiced speaking with pebbles in his mouth, shouting against the ocean waves to build his voice. That struggle, his obstacle, created one of history's greatest speakers. Or James Earl Jones, who grew up mute because of a stutter and later became the voice of Darth Vader. Imagine, the very thing that once silenced him became the foundation of one of the most iconic voices in cinema. Or Temple Grandin, who turned the sensory overload of autism into a revolutionary understanding of animal behavior. Her mind worked differently, and because of that difference, she saw patterns nobody else could see. Even in sports, look at Michael Jordan. He wasn't born the tallest or the fastest. He was cut from his high school basketball team. That humiliation created a relentless work ethic that became his defining skill. The forged kind of talent comes from necessity. When the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of changing, you have to grow. And if you do, you end up developing an extraordinary edge. But most people aren't born prodigies. And most people aren't forged in the fire of an extreme challenge either. They live in the middle zone, they have a few skills, maybe some interests, but no clear path that pushes them into mastery. And this is where most potential gets lost, not through failure, but through comfort. Because without a clear gift or a clear obstacle, the pressure to evolve disappears. You can coast through life being pretty good at a lot of things and a master of none. Mastery often requires either divine ease or divine pressure. Without one of those forces, the drive to reach the top just isn't strong enough. So if you weren't born gifted and you don't have some huge trauma story, what then? Evolution wired your brain to stop you early. The moment things get hard, your brain whispers, that's enough. Not because you're weak, but because for most of human history, going too far meant death. You didn't want to sprint until collapse or hunt until exhaustion. Your biology is programmed for survival, not mastery. But evolution gave you two more things. First, an override, that hidden burst of energy when a lion chases you, when adrenaline kicks in and your body says, okay, we're not done yet. That's your emergency mode. The proof that there's more in you than your brain wants to admit. And second, it gave you imagination. The ability to conjure the lion without it being real. You can simulate danger. You can create pressure on purpose. You can design your own struggle. That's what great creators, founders, and athletes do. They find the thing that scares them or the thing that comes too easily, and they get obsessed with it. If you're gifted at something, master it so deeply that it becomes art. If you're terrible at something, attack it so relentlessly that it becomes your superpower. Because the truth is, everyone has a struggle. Some just choose to meet theirs head on. So maybe the real question isn't, what am I naturally good at? But rather, what's the thing I suck at so much it could transform me if I faced it? And what's the thing I love so much it could transform me if I devoted my life to it? Both your gift and your obstacle are maps to mastery. One shows you what to nurture, the other shows you what to overcome. In the end, both are gifts, one wrapped in beauty, the other in pain. Both can lead to greatness, because sometimes your greatest weakness is just your hidden source of genius. If you like this kind of idea, Share it with someone who might need to hear it.